Around the village, round the village.
How's the store going, Nicole?
None of your business.
I want my sex tonight.
More biggie.
You're a user, Mohammed.
I did the BG, no for real.
Bitch ass, slut ass whore.
You don't like it?
Why are you wasting money going to Grenada?
Good night.
And welcome everybody to another episode of 90 Day Fiancé. Son of a bitch, I cut it early. Go ahead.
It's a golden birthday of episodes, getting the number of the season and the episode of the like the same numbers for both the season and the episode.
Yeah.
So lucky
7-7.
Yeah, and it's called The Truth Shall Set You Free. And we're covering part 1, if I didn't say that before.
Part 1, baby. All right. Well, that was a really good introduction, Jenna. Would you like to do the honors of telling us where they can find us if they want to find us or follow us or like us or...
Absolutely. There are 3 places where you can find us. That is on Instagram at 90DF _ I Want My Podcast. If you're new to this, that's just where we repost the funniest memes we've ever seen in our lives. And it's really hilarious and it's really fun doing it. So please go join us over there. Then join us on Facebook. Just search 90DF _ I Want My Podcast or some variation of that, and you'll see us there. And that's a place where you can really like engage and interact with us a little bit more. And then of course on Patreon, which is the crown jewel of our whole suite of social media. That's where you can like actually chat with us and get to know us and like do more 90 Day Fiancé stuff together.
Yeah, and there's no promotions, there's no commercials, there's nothing. It's just like we just go straight to the point, no funny business. We just go at it.
Yeah.
Well, no, we don't go at it, but...
Oh.
Do they want us to go at it?
No.
On Patreon?
Don't even ask that.
I don't know.
We're not doing that. No one requests that.
Know. Maybe.
But
Who
yeah,
knows?
it's just super fun. So go join that, and we'll have a good time.
All right. Well, let's get started. Let's get on our 90DF Express and travel all the way to Connecticut.
Let's do it.
Yeah. No Chona wine for us today. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything to drink. We'll just drink water. We'll stay nice and hydrated. And here we are. Greenwich, Connecticut. Yeah. I know it's Greenwich, Connecticut because of all the Bentleys. That is for sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael, for letting us know. So, as we started out from the last episode, Sarah dropped a bomb on everyone, or as she called it, stirred the pot. She said, Michael, what's her name, Juliana, like, have you guys talked about a prenup yet? Because I really just want the kids protected.
Yeah.
And totally get that. But Michael admits that he was blindsided by Sarah bringing that up.
So basically, I was right. That's what I said. Remember I said I broke it down last week. I said, like she could have done better. Like she could have done it, pull him aside and say it. But she played it there. And like I said, it was a fair play. It wasn't like dirty or anything. It was
there were good intentions behind it.
Right. So it's like she had 2 choices. Well, she could do it in front of them and stir the pot, or she could just like pull him aside and be like, all right, I'm the bigger person here. But what kind of fun would that be if she just pulled him aside? So I'm glad she told him in front of Juliana, and I'm glad they all got to talk about the Prenush.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should just call it a Prenush from now on because I think that is adorable and a fun way to say it. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that. So Juliana asks Michael again to explain what the Prenush is because she doesn't get it.
Actually, she says Prenun.
Prenun? Oh, that's different. That is
But
different.
we're still going to call it Prenush.
Yeah, it's like every other letter she puts together. I don't blame her. I guess if you don't know like the roots of the word, it's hard to make it stick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she doesn't get it. And it seems like she like feels kind of like sad that she doesn't get it. But I feel like she gets it a little bit because she's starting to say in her talking head moments, like she feels sad that there's a plan if they do get divorced because she is not prepared to get divorced whatsoever. And then she says, okay, they want to protect the kids, but what about me? She gets it. She fully understands at this point.
Well, the thing for me, I mean, I already thought that she got it. I never once doubted her English and her understanding of the English language. I pretty much said from the beginning, like, she knows.
Yeah.
She really does. And then she proved it by saying that it doesn't matter how many times I explained it to her. She was like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, so you do get it. You're just like playing your like, oh, I don't speak English very well card.
Oh,
like you're just using that as an excuse, but you understand what's happening.
Yeah.
You're just playing dumb because she's basically doing what Mursel is doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Mursel is like, well, I understand that, but I just not.
Yeah.
Just so we don't fight.
They just want to escape the situation.
Mm-hmm. So basically that's what she's doing on this particular situation, where she's just like, oh, I don't know what the Prenush is, so therefore we shouldn't have it.
Wow. So that's what she's up to. That's not good.
But remember, somebody messaged us about the Prenush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember their.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask a lawyer. I forgot.
But she basically said like, oh, wouldn't she be protected by the 10-year? Like, because you know how like with the K1 visa, if you bring your bride and it doesn't work out, you have to take care of them for like up to 10 years, which is like the biggest topic in everybody's situations.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. When she said the thing about the kids, like, and then what about me? She gets it.
Oh yeah, she totally gets it.
I think so. So, I mean, that's why it's like, I mean, just seeing this like on TV in front of me, like it's always been really important to me to be independent and to work and to never like depend on another person in the grander sense of things, because you don't want to be in a situation like that.
No,
where
of
like
course.
You're like married to someone and you rely on them solely, and then guess what? Like it ends.
Yeah.
And you have to start all over at 45, you know, when you used to be a beautiful model, but now you did not keep up with that.
Yeah, you didn't
that's a hard
maintain
time.
it.
Yeah, that's a hard time to like start over.
Yeah.
But it happens. People do it all the time.
People do it all the time. But now Michael starts breaking down what's really going to happen. Like they're going to sit with the lawyer and everything. And Julianne is just like, you know, it's just like I give up my job and my little dogs and my family. And, you know, it's hard to talk about divorce right now when we're not even married yet.
Right.
And I was like, well, it really isn't. I mean, first of all, he was thinking about it. And he was going to bring it up when the moment was right.
Yeah.
It was rushed by Sarah. That was the only problem.
Right.
So I don't think Julianna is seeing it that way. I think Julianna is just seeing it as he's just not telling her certain things. But I'm pretty sure he was going to tell her.
Absolutely.
Michael doesn't seem like an absolute scumbag.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he actually likes her. Like he wants to be with Julianna.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would play that card on her
agree.
just like out of nowhere.
I think he also like does want to empower her with like all of this information, just on his own time. And Sarah pushed him a little bit faster. He called Sarah bringing up the prenup as uncouth, which was very funny because like I know like talking about money embarrasses people, like some people at least. And he definitely looks like that kind of person that was raised to believe that. But guess what? You start involving other people in your family and they rely on you. Like, you better get comfortable talking about money.
Do you think that he doesn't really have that much money and he's like nervous that people might find out that he doesn't have as much as he pretends to have?
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
You think it was one of those?
It could be. Like, I think he's like comfortable for sure. But I think like as a single man, like he's able to like buy himself a lot more than if he's paired up. And guess what? Now his kids are growing up. Like, I think he had a great like couple of years that just where he just like spent with reckless abandon, you know? Yeah. And now he's got to pull back a little bit. But he did say too, he's just wrapping up a very expensive divorce.
Yes, that was crazy.
That's a lot to recover from.
A lot to recover from because he said that he didn't want to go through the whole thing again. He's like, he was very specific. Like, I don't want to go through the same process again. I learned my lesson and this is not. I'm not going to let it happen. Yeah,
lawyers are very, very expensive.
Yes.
For especially, like, you know how there's like the wedding industry, and when you have like wedding in front of the word cake or wedding in front of the word tent, like everything gets so much more expensive. Divorce is the exact same way. Anything is super expensive.
And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, if somebody took half of everything I owe and I was like super rich and now I'm like half of what I used to be wealth-wise, I don't think I'd be able to be best friends with them at all.
Yeah. I mean,
if I had kids, I guess I'll be like civil with them. But other than that, it'd be like, get the fudge out of my face right now.
Yeah, I bet it could really feel like a big betrayal if someone just takes all of your money without like helping you gain that money or helping you do something. Like, it seems like he and Sarah had a real partnership, and he did say like he talked some business with her, so maybe she was helpful with that. But I mean, like, you do have a responsibility to pay for your kids. That's just like a fact of life, and like you should be upfront with your family about paying that. And then if the courts need to get involved and make you pay that, that's sad on your part.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's just like, I don't get the sense that he's like bitter or anything about paying for those kind of things.
No, I don't think he's bitter necessarily about that. It's just like, what I'm saying is like how I would handle it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because I like, let's just say you and I build an empire and we make millions and millions.
Yeah.
And then one day you're like, what's up? I'm taking half of everything. And then actually not even half. I'm taking a third of everything.
Yeah.
Because the other third is going to go to me, and the other third, the last third, is going to go to the lawyers.
Exactly.
So I don't think I'd be able to look at you the same. I'd be like, that freaking babe.
But you said we built an empire, so it's both of our empires.
Yeah, but what if I did more wine than you did?
Well, I doubt that. I do a lot of wine.
I don't know if you do a lot of wine, babe. I finished that bottle last time.
That's true.
But
metaphorically, we both work very hard.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's a very difficult thing, and I'm glad the lawyers got involved, but it's just so expensive.
It's so expensive. The only people to be mad at are the lawyers. Because they have premium pricing for all of that, and it's really like not fair. Like, what are you actually paying for? They charge by the 15 minutes. I forget, it's billable hours, so it's like every 15 minutes they charge you. And like if they do like send one email that takes 3 minutes of those 15 minutes, they charge you for the full 15 minutes.
No way.
Yeah.
Lawyers are scumbags.
Scumbag pricing. Sorry to all the lawyers that listen to us. Maybe some people do it anyway, but that's just what I've heard that, you know, premium lawyers do.
Yeah.
Ropes and gray. Hello.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have anything else to add to this mess?
That's it. I mean, I feel bad that she gave up her dogs and her jobs and her family and all of that. I thought it was interesting that she did say that, because that was the first kind of thing that she said that, you know, I feel like it's like one of those moments where it's like, drinks. They said that thing that everyone on 90 Day Fiancé says. So she did one of those. Yeah. And I didn't think she was one of those.
But now we find out that she is.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're no better than the rest of the cast, even if you are a supermodel.
Mm-hmm. And as of right now, we're going to hop on the 90DF Express, and we are going to actually meet up with Sasha and Emily.
Cool.
They're up in the sky right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like the baby did well on the flight.
Yeah.
It's a good baby.
He was a good baby. It looks like Sasha was had to like take him out in the hall.
Yeah.
Walk him around to
just
calm
let
him
him
down.
see some other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small space. I don't blame him if he wants to look around a little.
Yeah. I love that Emily thinks that her baby, Davide, is little. I was like,
no.
That baby is half of you.
That's the
and
biggest
it's only
baby.
6 months old.
You know what's funny too, and I think that it's like this with boys, like he still looks like a real baby, like that kind of like 3 to 6 months, or 0 to 3 months or whatever, but then he just looks huge. Like he doesn't look like a 6-month-old baby. He just looks like a giant young baby.
Yeah, like somebody took an enlargement laser.
Yeah.
And just like increase his size.
I've never seen a head that big on a baby. It is a large
baby. And you know what? We weren't the only ones thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Betsy, Emily's sister, as soon as she sees baby Davide,
she goes, "Oh my
God." Yeah. She goes, "Oh my God, this baby's head is so big."
Yeah, it was so funny. And besides that...
Speaking of Betsy, hold on just a second. Speaking of Betsy, did you notice that she looks like a smaller version of Emily?
Uh-huh.
Like, they're almost the same. Like, I mean, I get it, they're sisters, but they're so close. It's like the Mursel kids, the Anna Mursel kids.
Yeah.
Joey, Gino, and Leo.
Yeah.
I told you the other day, they look exactly like they're the same kid in 3 different stages of that kid's life.
You're absolutely right.
They're the same kid. It's like they
yeah.
use the same ingredients, the same recipe. They didn't switch anything up.
Right. They just baked one after another a little bit longer.
Yep. And I feel like that's the same thing that happened here, but they have like the whole like the movie Twins.
Yeah.
They have that whole aspect to them.
You're right.
Where like Emily is like
different.
Arnold and Betsy's like Danny DeVito.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's what happened with them. I don't know.
That's actually kind of fun. I would like to see that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait to learn more about Betsy. She's like definitely a fun, vivacious sister with a lot of opinions. And
Lots.
mostly opinions on Sasha. So they're not excited to meet Sasha. But
No.
I wanted to say too, at first Sasha said like what he's excited about when he's coming to the US. And he said, I want to see mountains. I want to see ocean. And it's like, you have those in Russia. Like, get around in your own country. Like, what is wrong with this guy?
I don't
He's
know. Maybe
like-
he just wants to see it from a different country.
Yeah, I get that, but it's just weird things to say. And then he's going to say more weird things as we get through the episode. So, we didn't mention this, but they're going to Chicago where Betsy lives because they're going to stay with Betsy for a little bit. And Betsy's already said that she's like just very skeptical of Sasha, but she's going to take it as it comes. But the mom and Betsy really just want to see the baby.
Yeah. Now, one thing that we need to say is that Mother Emily doesn't really know the whole deal with Sasha.
Right? They've kept
She
some
thinks
secrets.
exactly. She thinks that Sasha's just like this nice guy that she met in Russia. But Betsy knows the whole thing.
Oh, shit.
She knows what's up. She knows about the other 2 kids and the other 2 failed marriages. So she has a little bit of a cold shoulder for Sasha that she's not really welcoming. And she makes it very clear too, because when they actually show up and everybody's hugging and kissing and everything, she kind of like pushes him aside, like, I know what you did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was a little cold to him from like the beginning.
Yeah.
She even told him to
Totally.
his face. She's like, sorry, we're not too excited about you. It's just like the baby's here and I'm more excited about him. And at that point I was like, well, it's a little rude, Betsy.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. He is who he is, but there's no need for you to be all fucking
Right. And like
hostile.
obviously they're going to be more excited about a baby that has their gene pool or just a baby, in itself. It's something that doesn't really need to be said,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
it didn't need to be said. Yeah,
Right.
basically.
And I feel like that the mom is kind of like picking up on Betsy and like Betsy's opinion because she's being super shady towards Sasha as well. Like,
Yeah.
she's being a little bit warmer, but still like not 1,000%.
Yeah, you can tell the mom is oblivious to the whole to Sasha's past
Yeah.
because she doesn't treat him like bad. She's
Right.
just like, oh, what's up?
Well, what I'm saying is she's not treating him as bad, but like she brings her own skepticism, which I'm saying is like coming from Betsy.
Okay, yeah.
If she doesn't know it like on her own, because out of Emily's mouth, like she's like maybe taking
like she's
in
basically
Betsy's
like
opinion.
Emily's mom is basically gonna be like, so why are you being weird to him?
Yeah.
And then she's gonna be like, well, ask Emily. And Emily's gonna be like, Emily, what's going on?
Boom. That's gonna really mess things up. So we'll see. And I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like they were all really happy, like seeing each other at the airport. Like even the baby looked really happy. He started to
baby-
get like, excited.
Yeah, he did the when babies get excited shake.
Like,
Yeah, where like they stretch, but like they make themselves like bigger or something. But like they're so excited, their hands just wave a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, he's very excited. He took on the family like it was like Leo with Mursel. It was just like boom, right away.
Right.
There was no like, oh well, don't hold. Like it was no. That's it. Like they just
like, hello.
he accepted them, and they accepted him
Yeah, that was really nice.
right away.
And Sasha did feel a little bit irked that the family wasn't really like greeting him that much.
Yeah.
He must be treated like a god at home.
Did you
But-
did you get Andre vibes?
A little bit. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I think Sasha has like much better manners. and like a much better like control of himself.
Yeah.
But Andre is like an ogre basically compared to Sasha.
Monster.
But yes, they're still from a very similar culture where like the men are like puffed up to be like mini gods of families, you know, and like they never have to lift a finger. But Sasha said he's fine, that everyone paid attention to the baby. I feel like him saying that though, that means he's not fine.
Oh, of course. Once you say it, it's like, okay, clearly that's what's bothering you.
Right. He didn't say like, oh, obviously they want to go after the baby. It's adorable. Have you seen it? You know,
Yeah.
He said like, oh, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, Sasha. Okay. But yeah, so now they have 90 days to wed because they're officially in the United States. And they asked Sasha about being here, you know, what it's like, what is it like for him? We always heard that the United States was the land of opportunity, and if he works hard as a personal trainer or a fitness model, he will buy the car, he will buy the house, and him and Emily will lead a happy life.
That sounds nice. It doesn't happen overnight, let's tell you
It doesn't,
that.
yeah.
But that does sound nice. And I thought it was nice, too, that he noticed that ever since they landed, Emily's smiling a lot. And
Yeah.
she was not, like, you know, before. It sounded like she had a little postpartum depression before, too.
She did.
But now she's, like, feeling a lot better, which
Olga
is nice.
called it.
Oh, yeah, did she?
Yeah, Olga said she's just homesick. She wants to go home.
Right. I don't blame her.
So I think that, she was right.
Yeah, it looks like she gets along with her family really well, so I'm
Yeah.
happy for them.
So they get back in the they actually arrive at Betsy's home, finally. And Sasha is very impressed by the 2-level home.
Yeah. Stairs in an apartment is my goal in life. I think, like, when you have stairs in your apartment, you've made it.
But I don't think she had an apartment. I think she had a house.
Oh, yeah. It looked kind of like a condo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I could have missed it.
Well, either way.
It just had condo carpeting.
Good eye. Either way, Betsy opened her doors for them, and she's actually going to let them stay in her bedroom, which is, you know, a nice thing to do. And actually, what everybody should do when you have guests staying over at your house, especially like a sister that comes traveling or parents.
Very true.
I think they get the master bedroom. So they're getting the master bedroom, and everybody just seems to be happy, getting along. And at one point, they're all playing in the living room with Davide, and they're all just having a grand old time. And that's where Emily says that she's finally happy because she gets to talk to her mom, she gets to talk to her sister, and Davide is there, and Sasha is there. So she's just overall very, very, very happy with everything.
I know. It's great. It's nice seeing her happy. I feel like even though she chose every minute of it, she has been through a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and now she finally made it home.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, the Emily has come back home.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the trailer
Shout
for
out
the
to The
movie.
Rock. That's the Rock's quote, babe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, then they wake up the next morning and they're all hanging out in the living room and again playing with Davide because what else do you do? And they're eating breakfast and they get to introduce Sasha to American cereal.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
And then he said they call it cereal? He said it in like the funniest way.
Yeah, like, are you guys fucking monsters or something? Like, why do you eat this?
He did not approve. He said it's not breakfast, it's a crappy food. And he asked them, like, do you guys ever eat, like, eggs and vegetables? Which is, like, I feel like what we eat pretty much because, like, that is a healthy way to start the day.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we do, but, like, not, I don't know. Cereal's, like, the way we do it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, not everybody, but I do it every once in a while.
Yeah.
Last night I stopped by the store and got myself some Fruit Loops.
That's right.
So
It's a
there it
fun
is.
food.
Screw you, Sasha.
Yeah.
I like cereal.
I know. Cereal
It's the
is
only
fun.
thing I can cook.
Oh, so talented. You've even made me cereal before.
No, I haven't. Have I?
Yeah.
Did it end up with a terrible accident?
No.
I probably did, but you didn't know about it. Because I'm so nice, I kept it quiet.
Yeah, sure. Like you do every time.
I made tea for Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
And
First time?
No, well, that wasn't the first time, but it was just something nice that came from the bottom of my heart.
Mm-hmm. It was so nice.
And my reward from life was to punish me by making me spill it all over my body. And as a result, I am bruised and burned.
I'm pretty sure that's like a 2nd-degree burn. I'm actually very worried about it, but you don't
I
want
think
to
it's a
take care of
first-degree
it.
burn. And
First?
I survived it because I'm super tough.
Wait, now which is the worst, 1st or 3rd?
First. I
Really?
think. Yeah, I don't know, babe.
That's
I'm
like a
dumb.
fire
I don't know
burn.
things.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
But
things.
it looks really bad. It's got like 2 levels of like burn to
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's what I get for being nice and bringing you tea. So
That's what you get
no
for
more being nice to you.
stumbling.
No more eating cereal. No more making cereal for you. I'm
Yeah.
going to enjoy my own cereal by myself. And I'm not going to share with you or Sasha.
Great. That's going to be great for our relationship.
You know what you can enjoy? And this is something that Betsy asked Sasha if they have in Russia.
What?
A big bowl of oatmeal.
That's right. And
That's
they
what you two can
bonded
enjoy.
over oatmeal together. I do
was
cook
fun.
you oatmeal. Yeah.
You do.
And I get what he was saying, but he just said it in a strange way where Emily was like, well, do you like oatmeal? And he was like, oh, that's my breakfast. Like, that's my breakfast.
Like, just yours, Sasha. Yeah.
And he was like, I make it with peanut butter and apples and bananas and I mix it all together and I eat that. And it's like, oh my
It
God.
sounds like a commercial.
It's breakfast. But he was stoked. And he's like, I think he was assuming that she's gonna make it for him every morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was a weird conversation.
Yeah, that was a very weird conversation, but I get it. I get it.
And then the conversation turns to asking Sasha, like, so what do you want to do first now that you've arrived? And Sasha's like, I want to go to the gym. And they're all like dumbfounded. They're like, oh, you want to what? Like, you want to go to like a room with no windows and smell sweaty men instead of going to see like the Sears Tower or like what's that big lake? Like Lake Michigan.
Or what's the baseball stadium?
Yeah. I don't know exactly,
know the
but
name
yeah,
of it.
the big baseball
But I've
stadium
seen
or deep dish pizza, like anything that's just
yes.
jazz, like
Yes.
anything Chicago is famous for. He doesn't want to do any of that. But then he's like, oh, I'll do both. But yeah, I definitely want to work out. I haven't worked out in a week.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then Miss Emily follows by saying, oh, you know what? I want to go to the gym too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ready to lose the baby fat.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, take your time, sweetie. You don't need to.
But then
you really don't need to.
Sasha chimes in, and he is the opposite of you. He's like, I feel like it's time for you to get back into the gym, Emily.
Baby.
And then Betsy's over here, like, dumbfounded. She shares this fun fact about Emily. She says, Emily took marching band in high school to get out of PE. So she doesn't understand why Emily is all of a sudden so into fitness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But again, she hasn't known her in 2 years.
Exactly. You don't know. People change in those 2 years. So.
Yeah. But I love when the siblings drop the fun facts.
Oh,
like, what's her name's brother?
Avery's.
Yeah.
Avery's brother.
Yeah, who said, like, she was vegan, but then she was eating chicken in her bedroom.
And, like, her mom saying, oh, well, she hasn't been Muslim in the summer.
Yeah, right?
So I feel like this is, the funny, like, when the siblings are like, all right, you think you're too good for us?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about some truth?
Yeah.
Some truth. But yeah, so then after that, Betsy starts eating the, I don't know, what was it? It was like honey oats or something?
It was frosted. No,
Frosted?
it was the one that's like a lump and then has sugar on top. Wheats,
Yeah, it's like
mini wheats.
Frosted something. I don't
Frosted
know. People
wheats
probably
or-
know
yeah.
about them and they're like, you guys are stupid.
It comes
This is
in an
what it's
orange
called.
box.
But he was like, you can't eat this. This is like what? Like cheat day food.
Yeah, it's like garbage sugar food.
And basically just like fat shame Betsy.
He does. Because it like in a like shade kind of way, because he turns to the mom and he's like, do you eat this? And she's like, no, I don't eat that. And he says, I can tell.
Bling.
And Betsy's standing right there. She's like, made him a beautiful home and like welcomed him in. And he's like fat shaming her, as you said.
Yeah, it was like funny. He's like, to my right, I'm gonna fat shame Betsy, and to my left, I'm gonna I fuck the shit out of Emily's mom.
Yeah, jeez Louise.
What's up? I'm Sasha. I'm here to fuck.
And then the sister said, I get that nutrition planning is like part of his job, but he's a guest in my house.
Yeah, I'm not his client.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, Betsy, I get it.
Yeah.
But
Betsy's
at the same
very
time,
clear.
At the same time, I don't know. I just don't like the hostility that she brings to the table.
Yeah.
Not right now. Like, yes, he's a guest and he shouldn't be acting like a jerk. But I mean, this is second day in the United States, and you are the prejudging him because of something you know about him. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, take it easy, Betsy.
Right.
Like, chill.
I think that's fair.
After, like, now she would have, like, I would say, yes, judge him. He is kind of an a-hole.
Right. He
But-
just insulted you.
Exactly. But before that, I was like, so I don't know. It's like even right now. Mm-hmm. So, Betsy,
match,
be a better
boxing
place.
match.
Yeah, Betsy, be a better person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be a interesting fight.
So,
And all we can do is wait.
That's it. All we can do is wait. Yeah. But, you know what we don't have to wait for? Traveling to Hazelhurst, Georgia, because we're about to go meet up with the real Queen of the South,
Oh my gosh.
Miss Angela.
La Reina del Sud.
That's her. That's her, baby. Now, Meemaws out here trying to fix the door, and the damn thing doesn't have no goddamn instructions. And she makes it clear that it's very difficult to live in her house because there's 6 grandkids, her mom, and I mean basically Skylar just living there. Skylar.
Yeah, and the mother who she takes care of doesn't look well. She's 78.
Yeah, what is going on over there?
Yeah, I don't know, but she does not look like a healthy 78. She looks like a 178.
She looks scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
She's got some like sores on her chin, and it looks like her nose has had some kind of trouble where it's starting to disappear, recede or something.
Do you think it's tobacco use, or
Could
do
be.
you think it's something else?
I don't know. I don't know enough about that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows what she has. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that just like will find out like what the medical records are. So
Oh yeah.
to those people, I salute you. You're in the you're like the army, the real army of like the 90 Day Fiancé troops.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it has different branches. Like
Right.
the army, I think, is basically the ones that are like in the front run of the war, and I feel like that's what those people are. The people that
Totally.
find out all this, like this person had DUI, this person had a divorce, this person like all this. You're the real champs.
Yeah.
You're out there battling it out and bringing us all this information. So
It's great. I feel so smart.
we salute you.
Yes, we do. Love our troops.
Love our troops.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of funny that Angela actually started doing what we used to do,
What did we do?
the family meeting.
Oh yeah. That's
She's
true.
like, family meeting, everybody, come on, get in here.
Guess she wanted to lay down the rules
She pretty
for
much
when Michael
did.
moves in.
You mean Papa?
Yes. Ugh. I have so many issues with this conversation. I'm going to let you know all of them as I do. But number of issues.
Go ahead.
This is not great.
Number one.
Michael is going to be the man of the house.
Boom.
Number one. That's a number one issue, not the number one rule. Well, I guess both.
It is both.
Yeah, that crossover there. She's already calling him Papa to the kids.
Yep.
Rule and issue.
But it wasn't like she was like, oh, he's going to be Papa. She's like, Papa's going to be. Like, she was saying, like, this is a person they already know, and they should know that this person should be identified as Papa.
How old is he again?
31. He's
He-
my age.
Yeah, so he's 31. He might as well be like 18. Like,
Yeah.
he has no responsibilities. He has no family, no previous experience being a father or like a fatherly figure.
Kind of. I mean, he had the
yeah.
other kids, his
He's
nieces
cool
and
Uncle
nephews.
Michael.
Oh, that is true. He's cool Uncle Michael. I don't know
Yeah.
how that's going to transition. Okay, I see it.
But he's like never lived here before. He's never met these kids before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bunch of little girls.
They're all girls. That's one thing
All
I noticed.
girls, yeah.
I didn't even realize it was all girls.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't even gotten to the rules yet, but I just have like a big problem telling all of these very young little girls that whatever this strange man says who's moving into her home goes.
Oh, yeah, that was a little weird.
That's fucking weird, and like that could like Michael is a good guy from what we know, but like just in the principle of like telling them that like, okay, if I say this stranger is okay, then like you guys have to just do what he says. Like that's problematic learning.
I've had times where people have put like they said that they're like, oh, this man is in charge right now. I'm like, I look at the kid, I'm like, I'm not in charge of anything. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge of anything.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility.
I'm just a bigger kid. That's all. Oh, by the way, remember that job I had where
with all the kids?
With all the kids, and I had a ladder in the middle of the living room, and this kid is like, hey, can I climb the ladder? And I was like, no. He's like, why? I was like, because you're a child.
Yeah, I love what you said.
And he was like, oh, yeah. So, like, the day before I left, I was like, the ladder was in the living room, and he was just, like, sitting in there, just, like, watching me work. And I was like, do you want to go up the ladder? And he goes, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was like, all right, get in here. And I open up the ladder, and he goes up. And he goes all the way to the top, and he looked around, and he had this huge smile on his face.
Oh.
And then I'm like, is that cool? He goes, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, all right, time to calm down.
Oh, that was really nice.
He goes
of
down,
you.
and he was so excited.
You had like days of this conversation with this child. Like he would ask you, and then you'd
Every
be like,
day.
no, you're a kid. Get away from me.
I was like, yeah.
Every day.
Go
And then
away.
you
Yeah, I'm
finally
working.
broke.
Yeah, I felt bad because I was like, this kid just sits there and just like says things. Like I don't know, he's a person, but like, you know.
Yeah, he's a little kid. I'm surprised that it genuinely sounded like the first time he went up that ladder. Like that ladder was left there by you because it was like the families or whatever.
Yeah, it was the families. Like, I was just using it.
Yeah, if I was that kid, I probably would have already been up that ladder every day.
Yeah, he tried.
Yeah.
But
so good for that is a heartwarming story. I loved hearing that whole full circle moment.
Yeah. But yeah, it is very weird when somebody pretty much tells you like, hey, that person right there is in charge. Like I feel like Michael, like you said, is a good guy, and for him to just be like, oh, now you're in charge of all these kids, and whatever you do, whatever you say, they'll do.
Right.
Like I'll be like, no, let's not do that, because what if this kid commits a crime or something? And, like, you know, stab somebody, and they're gonna be like, well, Michael told me to. He's like, no, I'm not in charge of this fucking kids. What the fuck? Like,
yeah, that's an
too
extreme,
much pressure.
But yeah,
too much pressure.
A lot of it pressure for Michael, and a lot of pressure for those kids. Like they've never even met him. It's so crazy.
They
like,
know of him.
Yeah,
and they've met him through like Skype, maybe. But I don't think I mean, obviously, they don't know him.
That's true. And it's like 90 Day Fiance, like rule of thumb, like don't ask your kids to call the new parent like Papa or like a parent name right away. Like we felt that way about May.
Yeah, that is true. Angela even tells Skylar, she's like, Skylar, Michael's about to be your stepdaddy.
I love that she fucks with Skylar like that.
Nope.
Even the grandmother or her Angela's mother is saying like, no, Michael is only in charge of Angie. Like he's not in charge of any of us.
That's
like,
right.
That's reasonable. Why is Angie such a weirdo with this?
That's right, Grand Mima.
Yeah.
Making her opinion heard.
Good. Well, yeah, she's like, you know,
she Michael's very fragile.
Very fragile, I know. And it looks like Michael is probably going to have to be her caretaker when he's at home.
Yeah, I have another problem with that.
Yeah. Before
you continue with your with the rules and everything. But this is a problem that we pretty much seen in every single one of the 90 Day Fiancé cases. Yeah. Every single one. Where everybody thinks that their significant other are going to come here and they're going to adapt within the day.
And become Mr. Mom.
It's not going to happen.
Never.
No one ever is going to be ready. It's like just think about it from your point of view. You move away to another country, you're not going to adapt right away. it's not gonna be easy.
We
Ask
moved
Jenny.
2 states away, and we're still adapting.
Yeah, we still don't know what's around those things. Like it's difficult.
It is. It's
So-
different personalities, different culture, different places. Everything's
Exactly, and it's
different.
been like what, like 6 months?
6 months. Yep.
So I can't imagine for somebody to come from another country,
Mm-hmm.
a different culture, different people, leaving everything behind to come here just to be like a babysitter for
Right.
90 days. And then you have to adapt within those 90 days. And if not, then it's over. And they're going to blame you if you don't adapt.
Yep. That
Like, you
is
know what I mean?
true.
It's a little weird situation.
It's unrealistic expectations.
Unrealistic expectation. That's what
Yeah.
I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe.
I know. I knew what you were trying to say.
Yeah. So anyways,
it's not great.
Yeah, not
It's
great at all.
everyone's just set up for failure. Like they're set up for failure. The like host, if you will, is set up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disaster, but that's why it's on TV.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It always comes back to that.
What's another rule?
So, first rule, besides like Michael is Papa and Michael is the boss.
Mm-hmm.
No sleeping in the bed.
No more.
No running around freely.
No more.
I put locks on all the doors now.
And those things didn't even come with damn instructions.
And yeah, Michael's in charge when she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good luck with that.
And like we said, Angela even mentions that Skylar has to listen to what Michael when Michael speaks or what Michael says.
Yeah. I think their relationship is funny.
Yeah, it is because you can tell that Angela just fucks with Skylar.
Yeah.
And Skylar's always like, Mama, I told you. I done told you. I ain't giving you no damn it. Oh, I love that they played that scene again.
I know. It was great.
I'm asking you to carry my baby. I'm asking you to get an egg. I can tote it. I just need your egg.
It was like one of the most
It's like music.
famous 90 Day Fiancé
It's like
scenes.
music. When
It
you
really
repeat
is.
it, I can tote it. I just need your egg. Like it's not like it flows. It's poetic in a way. What are you doing?
I'm beatboxing for
Babe,
you.
do not beatbox
Yeah.
in this. No, do not beatbox on this podcast. You're gonna get us canceled. Do not beatbox.
Sorry,
this-
everyone. Hey, guess what? That cost extra.
Jesus.
Um,
So yeah.
To your point, though, I do think like Southern accents and the way they speak are a little bit more melodic than the way we speak.
Okay. I
So-
guess, yeah.
That's where I think that's why it sounded like music.
It sounded so good. When she says it, just the way she says it too.
Yeah.
I can tote it. I just need your egg. Like it's so beautiful. It's like mwah. Perfect.
Angela Miguel thinks you're perfect.
I think you're the perfect woman. Well, her and Chantel, I don't know. It's like a hard. It's very hard. I don't know. I can't decide between Chantel and Angela.
Yeah, I
mean, Chantel knows how to cook, and Angela knows how to talk. So
She
it's
does
like
not know
the
how to
perfect. Which one is the perfect? Like they're both perfect. They're both beautiful, but oh man, decisions.
hard to say. That's only you can choose that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, why don't we move on to another couple?
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's travel all the way to Ukraine, where Mike and Natalie are having some troubles, and we just landed.
Yeah, I love this scene because she starts out by saying to Mike and waking him up, love.
Love.
She says it in such a weird way. Love. Yeah, that's it. That's how she wakes him up.
Oh my God! If you ever wake me up like that, I'm just gonna like throw a pillow at you.
Can't wait to wake up tomorrow.
Love. Oh God.
Yeah, and she wakes him up. She's fully dressed, and Michael is not. He's still sleeping.
Yeah, she had like
Because-
makeup on and like
Everything.
It looked like she's been up for like 6 hours already.
Yeah, her hair's dry. Like, no, I don't know what she does. Maybe she wakes up really early or something. I don't know.
Like Miss Maisel.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And wears makeup to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's waking him up because she wants Michael to do something special for her. And she tells him through the unicorn. It seems like, you know how in like kid therapy, they use some methods where it's like, okay, tell us like through the doll, be the doll, and like tell us what you want to say. So you don't actually have to be yourself. You're like being the doll. It's like a conduit for
Mm-hmm.
your feelings. I feel like that's what she's doing with the unicorn. She's like those kind of things work for her. I think when she has something difficult to say, she like does it through a stuffed
She uses
animal.
the stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a little off. I think
Well,
I'm
here's the
learning-
thing. He's so. This is funny because like when we met him, well, I thought, oh, they're not in love. She's just using him for a green card. Then we got to know him a little bit, and I was like, oh shit, I think she loves him.
Yeah.
And then we got him to know a little more. And I'm like, oh my god, I think they're in love. These people are actually normal.
Right.
And now, little by little, the crazy is starting to unveil.
Right. We have seen inside of their relationship now, and yeah, you can't unsee it.
And I have to say, it's mostly Natalie. Mostly.
Yeah. He's like a pretty like regular guy, like maybe slightly like depressed in a way, like
Maybe, yeah.
a little bit like slow. But yeah, otherwise like he seems like a pretty like even keeled, like thinks things through, logical kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, she's definitely like setting off some crazy vibes.
Oh, wicked, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that she wakes him up for is she wants to go to church with him so she can introduce him to God.
Actually, she wants him to go to church with her
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
because he doesn't want to go to church
No,
at all.
he does not, because he
Yeah.
doesn't believe in that at all. But she hopes that she will make Mike believe in God.
Mhm.
But remember, he believes in ancient aliens.
That's right, everybody. Mike believes in ancient aliens, and he believes that other people are out there. I mean, how did they build the pyramids? They were so smart. They built pyramids in every continent. Aliens are real. Basically, that's what he said. And again,
Right.
I believe the same thing. I believe exactly what he believes in. But the difference is we don't talk about it. Not because we don't want people to shame me or like shame him or shame us for it. It's just that we're stupid and we don't know how to convert the words.
Yeah.
When you ask somebody that knows these things, they'll be like, well, yeah, this is what happens. And they'll explain it to detail.
Right.
When you ask an average person like Mike or myself, we just sound stupid. Well, there's like aliens. His name's Carl, and he drives a OVNI 75. He bought it in Mars. And he
You know
comes
why I think
here,
that is,
builds
though?
pyramids.
Like in any religion, like especially Catholicism and Christianity, like there's so much repetition as part of the education around that religion. Like you learn, like, I mean, you know, right? Like you went through all of the like Catholic education and like you learned all of your phrases and everything.
I just bullshit my way through it.
Yeah, but you know, like what they were trying to teach you. Like you had to recite
really
a lot
wish
of
I
things.
did.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll just speak from my experience with it then. Like
Yeah.
you have to recite a lot of things. You have to memorize a lot of things. Like there's like as I said, a repetition to it. And I feel like that's why people can explain like Jesus really well and like Christianity and Catholicism well, because like it's built into you. Like you've learned it, been forced to
Oh,
learn
I see
it.
what you're saying. Yeah,
But no one's teaching about aliens yet.
not yet.
Yeah.
But
no one's
it's just like I
taking
wish that.
classes
Yeah,
in
I
it.
just wish they had like there was somebody somewhere simpler to explain it to us.
Right. Well, it's a big concept to explain. It's like someone explaining like metaphysics, you know, or like quantum physics. It's like, what the
Right.
fuck? Like two places live, like you can like be in two places at once, like, and
Yeah.
like have a feeling. Like it's a very, very big concept.
It is a very big concept, I guess.
That's why I really like those kind of like joke shows. Like, you know how like there's.
I think Futurama is probably the best.
Yeah, that's a good science explanation show. Like
And it
science
all
through
makes sense.
comedy.
All of
yeah.
it makes sense.
But then there's like history ones, like drunk history. That's an example, and you
Oh,
get
yeah.
to like experience like you know history lessons through drunk comedians.
Yeah.
That's always fun. So it's
That
like
is
a
pretty
nice way
fun.
to like relearn what you learned in school or see it for the first time.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely on this one, it was. I like. I'm sorry, Mike. I 100% with you. I believe in aliens. I believe there's other people out there.
Right.
But we just. I'm gonna be like Natalie and just be like, shh, just quiet down,
Yeah.
because we're not the right people to explain it. Okay, that's all.
It would work if like we all had like 3 sentences to explain it, like 3 short sentences, and just like left it there.
Like maybe just say like, I believe there's other life in other planets, or like intelligent life, or artificial life, or something
That
else.
sounds great. Yeah.
And then just end it there.
Right. Don't get into the pyramids.
Because once he mentioned the pyramids, I was like, shut up.
Yeah, it's like, Mike, you know that there's also geometry on all continents as well. Like, that's a shape in geometry. Like, yeah.
But again, we're not shitting on Mike. I 100% agree with
we get
him.
it.
We're just not the right people to communicate this this issue or this
I think you would be good
belief.
at it. I think you should like take some time to like think about it and like
No,
read some stuff.
I've done it already. I've gone on YouTube and I get lost in there, and then I try to talk to other people about it, and people just look at me like I'm trying to sell them Tupperware.
Maybe if you write
They're
it
like,
down
no, we don't want
first."
any of that scam. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, also, like, people are not open to that. There's, like, a clear divide in humanity if you believe in that or you don't. And I was thinking about this, too, because, like, in our country, I don't know across the world, but definitely in our country, there's a clear divide of, like, people who believe in climate change and people who don't. And I really can't decide on whether it's an open-mindedness, like if that's a part of your personality for you to believe in new concepts, or if it's a lack of science education.
I think it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, yeah.
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 I think some people lack the science education. Some people are just very close-minded.
And some people can be both.
Some people can be both, yeah.
So, interesting. Very interesting. Those are just the thoughts in my head as I walk around.
Yeah. We'll have them.
Yeah, but I think Mike is definitely one of those, like, open-minded thinkers.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
cool dude. He's a cool guy.
He's just up there in Washington State on his tree farm.
Hanging out with Uncle Bo.
Right. Yeah. So it's just really interesting to see him navigate this situation with someone who's very strong-minded about their religion. And he's not as strong-minded, but he has beliefs.
Yeah.
And he definitely comes from it, from the position where he has his beliefs, she has her beliefs, and, like, that's okay. They can coexist. But she does not. But I don't want to jump ahead. Sorry.
No, exactly. Yeah, let's not jump ahead. Let's just say that as of right now, Mike does start praying. But mainly because he lets Natalie drive.
Right.
And oh my God.
Yikes.
As soon as she pulled out of that parking lot, I was like, she's a terrible driver.
Yeah.
And not because she's a woman, only because we actually saw all of the almost accidents she almost got him into.
She was very distracted.
She was very distracted, and she was laughing the whole time. And I was so
the
nervous.
Scariest part.
She gave me anxiety when Mike was like, red light, red light, red light, red light, red light, red light, red light. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was very, very scared.
I wouldn't blame him if he's like, I don't know if we should have kids because I'm afraid of you driving them around. You know?
Mike just cracking the
that
jokes.
actually makes sense.
It makes sense, but yeah, she freaked him out definitely for sure.
No, it looked terrible. You know what's so funny? Like, they may not speak the same native language, but like red light is for sure translatable.
I mean, anywhere you go in the world, everybody knows red stop.
Right. We all got that right. Hey, Mike, is that because of the aliens?
Maybe. Maybe it is because of the aliens, babe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Here's the thing. Like, if Natalie had a spaceship, she would have just lifted off and then flown over to the church. There'd be no cars in the way. There'd be no trees to like crash on. Like, there's just like one straight road. Land on the church parking lot, and then they could have just gone to church.
Yeah, like a self-driving car.
But they decide to drive a boring car.
That's true.
Aliens, baby. They're real.
Yeah, maybe this is part of like Mike's plan to like get people believing in aliens so he can drive one of those things.
Aliens.
So then we learn that they're actually going to the church because Natalie has the plan that Michael is going to get baptized. So he'll be Christian like she is. And to Natalie, it feels like she's saving his soul. And I'm so sorry that I said that with a tinge of sarcasm. It just sounds a little bit much.
We're not churchgoers. We're kind of like Mike, but we're like, we don't care what you do.
Right. We're
Just
respectful.
be respectful and be nice to each other.
And don't be like fanatical or forceful about it. I think that's the part where it gets a little bit like uncomfortable. Like in any situation, like, you know, peer pressure is a thing in every thing, even in relationships. I mean, even in religions.
And everything.
Yeah.
And
So it's a little bit overkill.
Right. And the way she comes across is like, here's my religion. Here's my religion. This is the deal. This is the deal. You have to follow my religion.
Right.
And it's like, well, I respect it, but I don't want to follow it.
Right. And I wish Natalie would kind of see like, okay, that's like a kind of a normal like American belief for him. So maybe they can come together a little bit. But Natalie is pretty unbending.
Oh, super unbending.
Yeah.
She even asked, like, hey, when I go to America, will you come to church with me? And if he was a good husband or like a good partner, he would have just been like, sure. And just let it go. But instead he was like, well, listen, I'm this kind of person that I'm like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Well, no, he just wants to like live an honest life.
But I mean, just keep her happy for now. Once you're there, you're going to be like, well, listen, this is the real deal.
But then he's going to be like Robert and over-promising stuff.
I mean, he already did. He doesn't have money.
True. Number one.
So might as well add another thing to this whole shit show. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't think it's a good idea, but I prefer the way he's doing it.
That is true. He's kind of upfront now.
Yeah.
So.
Like, why lie about it? He doesn't want to live in a lie.
Yeah. Then after that, Mike asked her, why do you want me to be so Christian after all? And Natalie just said, because I'm scared. Because people who won't go to church, something like that, people out there lie. They cheat. They steal. And I'm pretty sure she was talking about Eddie Guerrero.
What? Why would she be talking
Wrestling
about Eddie
reference. Never mind. That was just like catchphrase. Like, I lied, I cheat, and steal.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But
he's on the top of our Christmas tree right now. That's how important he is in our house.
He's a shining star.
Yeah. But, I mean, she, like, all throughout their conversation, she was losing her shit.
Oh,
like,
big
she
time.
could not, like, handle it. Like, physically, she was, like experiencing, it looked like she was experiencing, like, turmoil in her life. Like, her hands were, like, on her head. She was, like, having trouble breathing. She was huffing and puffing. She was, like, very anguished.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but
no, she like took
that.
it to like an extreme almost,
Right.
which is what we said. Once you're an extremist at anything that you do, it's not good. No good.
And it's not even like she's passionate about it. Like it's a step beyond that. It's like you can't think clearly because you're so extreme. You know. So she's losing her shit. Meanwhile, he thinks that they can still have different beliefs and still have a loving family. He doesn't see that as like a problem. But it's only a problem if the other person doesn't agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
And she keeps saying, like, I'm just kidding myself in response to, like, how he's never going to get on board with her. And seeing it as, like, you have to do this for me and change for me. And she's saying she doesn't know if she wants to marry him if he doesn't believe in God. But,
yikes.
But she's cool getting knocked up by him. Like, just a moment ago, she was, like, begging him to have a baby.
Well, yeah, that's a weird thing. And right now, as we're talking, I was thinking, what if she's already pregnant and she's like, put a baby in me right now so that we'll know it's yours.
Yeah.
But she's like already knocked up.
Oh. Huh.
And then once he went back to the States and she stayed here and the baby was born, she was going to be like, oh, by the way, the baby's not yours. Something like that.
I trapped you. Maybe. I mean, it's anyone's game right now.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, she's kind of having like these like irrational, like unexplainable, wild behaviors. So there's something going on. I don't think you're totally wrong.
Yeah. I kind of semi-dated a girl like that. She was very like into church and everything, and I
We
was
call
just
her
like,
the Christian girl.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't care for church. Like, to me, if you pray to a god or whatever you do, if you're a nice person and you're chill, like we'll be good. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, I respect what you do what you do. I don't care. But she was like super into it. Like, I remember one time she told me that she wanted God to save her father because he was a terrible person. And I was like, well, why is he a terrible person? Like, in my head, I'm thinking like of terrible people that I've encountered. And I'm like, I know what a terrible person is. So I asked her, I was like, well, what does he do? Does he like beat your mom? Does he not provide for the house? She was like, no. It's just like he swears a lot and he smokes in the house. And I was like, yeah, but like, does he like not pay the rent? Like, does your mom have to work? She's like, oh, no, my mom's fine. She doesn't work. My dad just provides for the whole family. I'm like, okay, so why is he a terrible person? She said, oh, because my dad lets my mom go to church by herself on Sundays. I'm like, sweetheart, there's worse things out there than letting a woman go by herself alone to church on a Sunday.
In 2020.
Exactly.
Or whatever year it was.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And she also, like, we were together, but it was never like official. And I remember I was asking her, like, are we going to like make this official? Like, are we going to be boyfriend, girlfriend? Like, this is legit?
You love that question.
I wanted to know. We have been doing that for like months, I believe. And I was like, are we or are we not? And she's like, well, you don't believe in God.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, but like, I'm a good person. Like, have I done anything wrong? She's like, no, you're a great guy. You're really nice. She said this, by the way. So you're very handsome. I'm very attracted to you, but I'm really attracted to you, but
Just so we all know.
yeah, she said it, by the way. All right, I didn't add it. She also said that I was so tall and so handsome, and no, but she really said, she's like, I'm very attracted to you, but you just don't like God. You don't believe. You don't have a religion. You don't believe in anything. And I can't be with anybody that doesn't believe in God. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, this is so dumb. Like,
I'm sure
you're
you've
going
been
against
nothing but
everything.
nice to her, too.
I was just a super nice guy the whole time. I even went to church with her because I was like, yeah, I'll go to church. Like, it's not gonna like kill me. It's not gonna affect me. It's not going to change me. But you know, like, I'm already a good person. I don't need anything to make me feel like I'm doing better. I know who I am.
You can have it more from within.
Yeah.
Intrinsically rather than extrinsically.
I'm at peace. I know my conscience. So like, I don't need a church or a person or a drug or anything to make me feel like I'm doing good to everybody else. Like, you know what I mean?
I do.
Am I boring you, babe?
No, it's late at night. But yeah, no, I totally hear what you're saying. And it's really interesting.
And you're like that.
What?
You're like that.
I'm like what?
Like, you don't, like, you're just a good person that you don't like need anything else to make you to like justify being good.
Right. Well, it's because I'm like a very reflective person. I like think about like my behaviors and I think about my choices and what I say. And I like say like, okay, do those things like make sense for my values? Do those things make sense for like what I care about and, you know, what I believe in? And like sometimes they don't. And I'm like, oh shit, sorry everyone. And sorry myself. But then like usually they do. You just have to like check in with yourself. So I'm the same way where I like get it from within.
Yeah.
As opposed to without. But I mean, that's also because like you grew up in like a very like traditional like religion from before, but I didn't at all. So it's like I really like that we bring the two perspectives because it is so different. Like you have like what you feel now versus what you grew up with. I have what I feel now, and it's really similar to what I grew up with because I grew up with 3 different religions in my home, and we were given the choice at 13 or something. We had to like choose one way to do religious education, and I chose the like spirituality, social justice route. And it was really more of a DIY thing. So my dad is Jewish, my mom was Protestant, and they decided to raise us Unitarian, which is all about like just do it yourself religion, check in with yourself, be good to your community, all of those kind of things. So I chose that. And so that's what's good for me. So, but then I was also heavily educated in all different religions. We spent 2 years or something like that actually attending other churches. So I went to a mosque and I spent time there and learning from teachers at a mosque. I spent time at a Catholic church and learned from the leaders there. I went to a Hindu temple. I went to a Quaker meeting house. I went to like so many other places because it was all in like exploring, like seeing what works for you as opposed to like someone telling you. And then,
100%.
Yeah. And at the end of the whole education, so it was like 5 or 6 years or something, we had to get up in front of the whole congregation at my church and say, okay, so after all of this experience and like learning all of the things and learning from so many other people, this is what I believe in right now. And it was
That's
great.
Beautiful.
It was really beautiful. It was lovely.
Yeah,
I was very lucky.
Yeah, that's a good way because like you get to experience everybody and
Right.
everything.
And then just like, kind of like cherry pick a little bit what you believe in and want, but it all reflects you as opposed to like one specific religion.
Right.
Yeah,
That's,
it was great. And I really do like some things about like the Catholic religion. I like some things about Hinduism, Buddhism, like everything. I love a Baptist church. I love singing their hymns. It is so much fun. So you just get to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we went on like a diatribe, but it's just like in like coming from that perspective and like the perspective that you have, where seeing someone who is just like so stuck in their religion is just like it's a little bit regressive. And she's like a modern educated woman. She has like a couple of master's degrees.
She's very well educated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, she's very interesting. I think like it just falls under the whole she's beautiful, but she's also crazy. And I think right now is the perfect balance because she is very beautiful, but she is just as crazy.
And I think a lot of crazy people are able to hide behind their religion.
Yeah.
And sometimes they use their religion for wrong. It's not always for good.
Sometimes. Yeah. Look at all the people that like do the cults.
Yeah, cults.
They pretty much use the name of God to bring in all these people and then just abuse the power. So, I mean, we're human beings. We're drunk with power. Look at me. I will play the air horn every single freaking day if I was allowed to. Matter of fact,
did anyone miss the air horn?
I am drunk with power, everybody. One more time for everybody. Come on. Oh my God, don't you miss the horn.
If you had a cult, this is all you would do.
I'd be like,
It'd
all
be the
right,
cult of
time
the
to
horn.
get up and let's start praying. Sir, play the song that we all are going to sing. And they'll be like, all right. I'd be like, all right, time to pray now.
Do you know what the
pray.
dance move would be for this air horn? Like everyone like getting up and doing like some kind of
everybody
gesture.
be dabbing.
Dabbing, or they would look like a Bailey buddy. Boom, 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 boom. You know, like when they have those like balloon. Just for everyone else that doesn't know what a Bailey buddy is, because that's wrestling specific at this point. It's those things at a car dealership.
Dealerships.
Where it's like a stick, but a stick balloon, and then they push air into it, and it has like flapping arms. That's what I imagine.
No, I think my cult will have the air horn, and then everybody will have to dance to Fortnite.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
Oh,
Yeah, everyone
it will
just
be the biggest
flossing. And you would just play like 2000s music.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Other times, yeah. Just
Big
what's his
timers
name?
all
Big
day,
timers.
baby.
Yeah, you're on a real big timers kick
Cash
right
Money
now.
Records, baby.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Young Moolah, baby.
Hey, Lil Wayne, sit down. So, how do we get back to
Oh, I'll tell you
Natalie?
exactly how to get back. Natalie now doesn't want to marry Mike because he doesn't believe in God.
Right.
Which, like, it was just like a flashback to me to that girl because I was like, what do you mean?
Right.
Like, I'm the perfect boyfriend. And you're like, no, because you don't believe in God. I'm like, well, that is crazy.
Do you see it as disciplined, like being disciplined about something, or as being crazy?
I mean, it's discipline for sure. I mean, she wasn't like a crazy person.
Right.
But She was a little racist, but she wasn't like a crazy person.
Yeah, there must have been some good to her if he liked her.
Yeah, I mean, she was okay. I thought she was fine, but then turns out I have very low confidence back in the day. Now my confidence is riding high because of comedy, and I was able to get a babe.
Yeah. You're so lucky to bag me.
I am. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Oh, that's very sweet.
But if you didn't believe in God, I would dump you in a minute.
Yeah. Who?
You. Just kidding. No, but yeah, she's a little. I mean, once you let religion get in between your love life or like your everyday life, and it's too much. I would say tone it down. Just accept the fact that there's people that cheer for one team and they don't like your team, and then just kind of like let it be, you know? Just enjoy the ride. You're gonna be alive for like a couple years.
Yeah.
And then we're all gonna die. So
Right. No need to get so
no need to get too
about
crazy.
It. Yeah.
But speaking of crazy, why don't we hop on the 90DF Express
Let's do it.
and go all the way to Nebraska, where Anna... Ooh, we just arrived. Where Anna has 22 days to wed Mursel. Now.
That's soon.
Very, very soon. Very soon. Now, let's recap. Their communication barrier is definitely an issue. The boys not liking Mursel, it's totally an issue. But why not fucking get married anyways? Let's just do it.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And the number one reason why she wants to keep doing it is because invitations have been sent out. Her family knows. Her friend knows. So she feels immense pressure.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Anna, quick heads up. And like, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but you can cancel your wedding.
Anytime you want.
My cousin did it.
Yeah, it happens.
Fucking asshole.
I think, well, that was for a couple of reasons. But in general, like, I think canceling a wedding is one of the bravest things anyone can do. If you go down a path and then you realize, like, this is not the path for me for whatever reason, like, I feel like that's super brave. That's like a big risk. You're disappointing so many people. You're wasting so much money. But you're making a choice for your life that hopefully will be better.
My uncle rented a hall and
Yeah.
he paid for wine. He paid for like everybody to get like wrestling masks and like, it was just like a whole, he spent so much money and lost it all.
That sucks.
Lost it all because my cousin was like, my mom said that if I get married, she'll cut me off.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you
Yeah, that sounded like
adult.
a bad situation.
Yeah.
Like your uncle lost out in all of that.
Yeah.
And
No,
it sounds like his mom, like, I think they're divorced, right? And yeah.
But now my cousin has a kid, so hey.
Cool. That was definitely less than 9 months, wasn't it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
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 Jeez.
He was already with another girl. Like, oh, man.
Yeah.
He should be a 90-day fiancé just for the drama.
Yeah.
But anyways, tonight, Vivi is throwing a bachelor party, and they're having some like really cool music play. Blah, blah, blah. Definitely an air horn. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
These are party people.
Yeah, very. You can tell.
They're set to party.
So much party.
And guess what? Marcel's watching the kids. Cool. And Anna is going to get wasted. Apparently, she has some crazy drinking stories.
I know.
She didn't share, but make one up. What do you think they are?
I think Anna's the kind of person that gets drunk. Oops, sorry. And just like either starts dancing wildly, or maybe she'll pee in the parking lot.
Oh, I see.
Like, she's definitely that kind of girl. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, Jennifer. I'm just Vivi, come back here. I don't care. I'm peeing here. I don't care. I'm fucking hold my purse. I'm peeing. I don't care. I
can see that.
I can see that.
I definitely think she's the wild dancing one, but then it's like wild dancing with the oldest man in the room, and she like makes everyone laugh.
Oh, that's a good one.
She must be a fun drunk if everyone wants to be around her and they're throwing her multiple parties for this. Like, she must be really great.
It is. She must really be great. But as of right now, it is time for... Yeah! Bring him out! Double them out. Stop taking shots.
I'm doing my shot stance.
No, don't do your shot stance. Oh my God, everybody's doing shots now.
That's double fisting to the rhythm.
Babe, don't double fist.
Who
are you? Are you like Anna? Do you have drunken stories too? Are you gonna get crazy?
Of course I have drunken stories.
No, you don't.
Of course I do.
From what?
You dated me and fell in love with me because I was a super fun drunk one time. That's all I needed to impress you.
All I know about you before you met me is you were in your room for 30 years until I came along and we met.
Uh-huh.
You don't have any drunken stories.
That is also right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyways, the sex talk starts flowing.
Wait, before that, they're talking about like Mursel and like all that bullshit. And she shares that Mursel said she can drink once a week, but he won't have sex with her or kiss her if she drinks.
Weak.
I mean, that's a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does Mursel not know about brushing teeth?
I mean, does Mursel know about just sex? I mean, come on,
Right.
Mursel.
Interesting. So, yeah, that's an interesting rule, and that's an interesting rule to share with a group at a party.
Exactly. And that brings out... Oh, no, and then they ask her, is like, well, do you think Mursel is ready to be a father?
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck no. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but she basically was like, no.
Yeah, she said Mursel's kind of like a kid himself, and she adds on, he pisses on the toilet seat, and she has to clean it up. So it's like adding a fourth child to her house. Great. Oh my God, we could have wrote this, you know?
You could
Or maybe we could have, I don't know.
And finally, this sex talk comes out.
Oh, yeah.
They ask her, hey, Anna, does he go down on you? And she's like, ew, gross. No, I hate it. And everybody's like, said no woman alive. Blah, 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 blah.
Also a divisive issue.
And then Anna, on her talking head, just leads us to believe that Mursel is packing some mean heat. Mean heat.
Yeah, what did she say about his hands?
Oh, he's got big hands.
For his size or
for
something?
His size,
It was
yeah.
like with a qualifier. Like,
so you're so yeah, she's pretty much letting me know that Mursel just walking around with one of those like police sticks. What are they called? With a baton, the police baton.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, bees,
yeah,
take
like
a look
he's
at
like
this.
Yeah, like he's like a 1920s policeman.
Yeah, with a
walking
club.
around. Yeah. Oh, Mursel, silly. But hey, I guess he brings it. So.
Yeah, and the friends, I think they believed her. Maybe not. I think they were just talking about that to be polite in a way, like bachelorette polite.
Yeah.
But then we see a talking head from Vivi. And Vivi says, like, Vivi looked a little drunk.
Oh,
and she
she's
said,
hammered.
Anna's confused. We're all confused. A lot of us are, like, just confused why she's about to marry Mursel. But as they said, like, when they were all back in the group, they're all just, like, genuinely worried about her and want to help her.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And then, like any other drunken party, there comes a moment where everybody starts, like, talking about, like, serious things. And Anna just pretty much brings out the fact that Mursel keeps the boys a secret from his family.
Yeah.
That he pretty much, they don't know that they exist.
And he can't tell them and doesn't want to tell them.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of shitty of him.
I
still think it's kind of shitty of him.
Yeah. The more people they tell, the shittier it feels.
It really does. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like, I hope that she's finally listening to herself say this out loud so she can be like, you know what, this is a big fucking mistake.
Yeah. Like, I could see it if, like, the parents were super old and he's, like, saying, like, okay, like, these people are just, like, you know, they're fine. Like, I just don't want to tell them. Like, let's just, like, play a game on them and, like, just keep it a secret. Like, I love the boys. Like, this is the life I want. And we'll just, like, play with my family and just, like, tell them what they want to hear, you know? But he's not doing that at all. He's making them the decision makers in the new family's relationship.
Yeah.
And just screwing it all up. So what came from this? Mursel needs to tell his family. Anna's not okay with it anymore.
Not okay anymore. So we'll see what happens in the next episode.
Yeah.
As of right now, because we're going a little longer. We've been rambling, and we're not even drinking.
We have.
All right, so as of right now, we're going to take a quick trip from Nebraska, and we're going to go all the way to Winter Park,
Yep.
Florida.
The only place in Florida I ever want to go to now. Move over Sarasota. Move over Miami. Take me to Winter Park. Where they have a lake.
Well, they have a nice lake. And not only that, but they also have Anny and Robert.
Right. And they have Lyft. Good to know.
They have Lyft. We're big Lyft users.
Yeah.
So I love this opening scene because Bryson is in the middle of the bed and he is kicking the shit out of everybody.
Right. Good use of night vision, TLC. Yeah. Thank you for incorporating that into your cinematography.
I have two issues.
Uh-huh.
One, I'm pretty sure that scene was made up by TLC.
Oh, you think?
Big time. Because, I mean...
Because it was just green.
Well, not only that, but also when they were outside, they had like a shot of the outside. And the sky couldn't look more fake.
Oh.
It looks so fake.
Yeah.
It was clearly like an attempt by them to make it look like it was nighttime.
Oh.
But they didn't have the right budget.
Yeah.
So after that, then go into the night cam, and they're actually like, they don't have like a camera installed in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. It's actually like a cameraman holding it steady.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, you could tell that.
Oh.
And remember when we talked to Danielle and she told us the schedule? She's like, well, normally they tell you when they come in, and then they work around you.
Yeah.
So I feel like that scene was 100% TLC fabricated.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I totally see that now.
I got it. I liked it though. I'm not complaining about it, but I liked it.
Yeah. Right. It just wasn't high budge enough to like fully trick us.
It was not.
Yeah.
They could have just like taken like some B-roll of like nighttime. Mm-hmm. Like, why do you have to make it look like it looks so fake? It looked terrible.
Maybe the TLC crew doesn't work past certain hours.
Oh, stop it.
What?
Not you, them.
Oh.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You need to work extra hours.
It should be a full-time job.
Yeah, absolutely.
When all of these like documentary series first started, like the one with the oh no, I can't remember their name, but the one on PBS in the 60s, the Loud family, that's what they were. They filmed like around the clock. Like it was like all the time.
I mean,
so that's how it should be all the time. In every reality
they have to fly
series.
to different places, I think. I don't know.
That's true. But you have multiple crews.
That is true.
Yeah. And you do it at multiple times.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Anyways, 56 days to wed. 56 days left.
I'm glad you're keeping track.
Yeah.
So halfway through.
Mm-hmm. And today, they're going apartment hunting.
Mm-hmm. They're going to look at a 2-bedroom because, what's his name? Robert.
Robert and
Robert
Anny.
decided that everyone now needs their own space. I just want to make that clear to everyone.
Yes.
That is what he said.
That's what
verbatim.
he said. 100%.
Verbatim.
Came out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm. And now let's go on to talk about
now
the rest.
Yeah, exactly. Now that we all understood that he said that.
Yeah. That's what he was thinking. That's why they're there.
Let's move on.
So it's a beautiful apartment. It is newly redesigned, like newly renovated, tons and tons of space. Mm-hmm. There's a view of the lake.
Beautiful view.
Yeah, it looks lovely. And Anny is delighted by the apartment. She can really see herself there.
Relaxing, reading a book.
I didn't know she read, but yeah.
I didn't know she did any of that.
Yeah, she wants to do that. Drink coffee.
She wants to drink coffee. That's her main thing. She wants to drink coffee. I think like when she was describing what she was saying, when she was describing her, like what she wanted to do, I was imagining in my head and I could picture her sitting just like there, looking out the window or like out this the slider door, just sipping on coffee.
Yeah, peaceful moment.
Thinking to herself like, I made it.
Right.
I'm here.
And I got a full night's sleep because I'm not sleeping with Bryson anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I feel like when you walk, I think I've heard realtors say this, like it's a good sign when a person, like a prospective owner or whatever renter of the apartment is looking through a place and saying like, oh, I can see myself doing this here. And like, I'll put this furniture here and look at this room for Bryson. Plenty of room for all of his toys. When you start building yourself into that home, like it's a sale.
You start painting a picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Then, like, you know that person's invested in that apartment. So Annie was super invested. And then they start having a powwow over in the beautiful, newly appointed kitchen. Oh, my God, that looked lovely. And this is where Robert has a conversation and says, oh, wait, like, I just want to be up front and say that I just signed a 1-year lease on my apartment very recently.
What?
So I can't take this apartment because I'm locked into that lease.
Wait
And
a minute.
We're all like, what?
What are you saying?
Why are you looking?
What are you saying, babe?
That they don't need to be at that apartment.
So you're saying that Robert knew they couldn't move into this new place, yet they went apartment hunting.
Yes.
What's up with that, Robert?
Robert, go window shopping. Don't go apartment shopping.
Go window shopping.
Go window shopping if
Take
you're
her
not
to
going
the
to buy
mall to forget
anything.
about this.
Yeah.
Get her an iPhone 8.
That would be cheaper. So, yeah, I don't blame Annie for being pissed for 1 minute. And then he always tries and turns these situations around on her, too. Because Annie was very clear. She said, you know, we were on the phone and you told me that we were going to move to a bigger place. That was the plan.
Yep.
Like, we talked about this. You were clear. And then he turns it around on her and says that he's calling her a red flag because she wants something from him.
Well,
that
no, he
promised.
basically says, like, oh, so, like, you want this apartment, but we can't afford it because, say, I move out and then somebody doesn't move into my new apartment and I have to pay rent for those 3 months that I didn't live there.
Right.
And I can't afford that because I have to pay for this apartment, then I have to pay... And then I have to pay for your beautiful wedding that you want with all these fancy things. And I was like,
Right.
whoa. You already established that you're not going to pay for that fancy wedding.
Right.
So now you're bringing it up. You're reviving that to bring it up to her in this argument to attack her with this. Like, that's shitty.
Super shitty.
It's a little shitty, Robert.
No one's even talking about the wedding. We're talking about the apartment right now, Robert.
But I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying.
You do? You agree with him?
I don't agree with him. I understand what he's doing. He's trying to bring up the wedding. He's like I said, he's trying to revive the whole wedding fight.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, you want me to pay for this wedding? You want me to pay for the cell phone? You want me to pay for the Gucci, for the
Right.
Versace, for the Louis Vuitton? You're trying to make him pay for everything. And on top of that, you want me to pay for the apartment? He's like, hell no. But in reality, he already put a stop to all of those dreams.
Right.
He's like, I'm not getting your phone. We're going to the Goodwill store, and you're not
That's
getting the
that.
apartment,
Yeah.
and you're not getting the wedding. So it's like, you're really not spending all that money. You're just bringing it up and using it against her. Something that you already thought about and you already like established as dead.
Right. You put that to bed, move on. So, and she's like pretty much for the most part, like agreed to that. Like, okay, we'll have a smaller wedding. Like, she's like, he's chipping away at her and like what she was expecting.
She is adjusting to everything that he's throwing at her.
Yeah.
He promised big things, and when he couldn't deliver, he's like, well, just settle for this. And she's like, all right. And all she really wanted was that big apartment.
Right. Just a 1 bedroom more so she can like fully sleep and not be kicked in the face at night.
By Bryson.
Yeah. I don't think she's being unrealistic at all. So I'm really disappointed for her.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he like brought that up in front of the realtor and like wasn't upfront with Annie at all. Like, what was his game there? You think he like wanted to minimize the blow?
Yeah, I think so. I think he wanted to be like, well, you signed the lease. And the realtor was going to be like, oh, really? Oh, man, you can't do it. And Robert's going to be like, really? Can we do something about it? And the realtor would have been like, yeah, we can't. Sorry, Robert, you can't have this apartment. But the realtor was like, no, you can do it.
Yeah.
There's no problem at all.
You can do it. You just have to pay.
Yeah. But I like how Robert said, oh, yeah, I just signed a 1-year lease. And Annie was like, lease, what is that? And the realtor immediately just jumped in Spanish. And she's like, oh, it's basically just like a lease. It's just like something that she signed, blah, blah, blah. And she starts explaining it to her. And Robert's like, oh, fuck. Here we go again.
Yeah.
He had the same problems with the trainer, with me, Miguel.
Right.
And then he had the same problem with the realtor now. And you could just tell his face, the look on his face. He was like, oh,
his plan isn't
we go
working.
again.
You're absolutely right. Like, he plans to like keep her in the dark and like use the language barrier to his advantage, but it's not
It
working
always
every single time.
backfires.
Because guess what? Other people speak Spanish. That's like
It
what the
is
leading language in the world
crazy.
right now.
I don't know if that's true, but I can tell you that every establishment that I go to, either in New York or New Jersey or any surrounding areas, I start speaking English, and then people just start talking Spanish to me, and I'm like, why are you speaking Spanish to me right now? You don't look like you speak Spanish. Why are you speaking Spanish? But they speak Spanish. Everybody knows how to speak Spanish.
That's right, except me.
Except you learn it. You learn
Yeah,
it.
one step at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has this plan to fool her and like make her small and make her fit into his life, even though he said so many he lured her in basically, and now he's not delivering on any of that. And even the realtor was like, Spanish women expect things, like they want the things that you promised them, so you better deliver.
Yeah. And here's something funny, actually. I just thought about this. Remember when he went with Julio with his friend? And they were eating at the bar or whatever, drinking some beers.
Yeah.
And Julio's like, I think she's just here for the money, man. And he's like, nah, and it's different. But now I'm starting to think that he promised her all of those things. So then when she shows up expecting them, he's going to be like, oh, well, you only come here because you think money. And it's like, no, dude, you promised her all of these things.
Right. And
It's
unfortunately,
not like she's like asking you for a Rolls Royce. Like, she's asking you for like all the things that you promised her. That's why she's here.
right. And we didn't get to see that side. Like, we just have to trust Annie, and like that she's saying like, he said all these things to me. Like, that's all we can go by. But like, I believe her.
Yeah.
There's nothing in me that's like, I don't believe 1 minute that she's saying. Like, she seems like she's truthful. Even though she is like bombastic and like fiery, of course, like all those words used to describe her. But she's truthful. And she even says like, I'm in the position right now where I can't work. Like, I don't have any money on me. So I am like, reliant on him. But just the fact that she's saying like, I can't work to afford these things that I want, like that means to me that like she actually does want to work and she does want to be able to afford these things. So it's not like she's like only with him so he can afford these things with her for her.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I meant to say earlier. Like, he's making her out to be like this girl. She's just here for the money and the green card. When in reality, she's just here because she wants to be with him. That has been any more clear than this.
Right.
Could not be, because she's here for him.
Right.
She wants to work and she wants to be Bryson's mom. Like, those are her main goals. And believe it or not, like it sounds like a crazy thing, but like that's what she really wants.
It seemed like it. Like, she wants a life with him. Like, that's what she wants to build. But then, like, it is still, like, she's still allowed to be disappointed when he's not following through on the things that he promised her. Because that's really just, like, foreshadowing that things are going to be a lot worse. If he can't, like, show up with those basic things that he promised her, I feel like that means that he's never going to show up for her. So, Annie, jump ship, go home, get your job back.
Get your clothes back, all your expensive clothes, all your Gucci,
Right.
Versace.
This sucks. So, and then he also says things to her like, so do you love me or do you love the apartment?
Whoa, pump the brakes, Robert.
Yeah.
Can we go
Who
back?
says that?
Can we go back to what you said earlier?
Yeah. Oh, let me get that for you.
What did he say?
Let me get that. They're looking at a 2-bedroom apartment because everyone needs their own space now.
Case closed.
Robert, you're there for a purpose.
That's it. You were there for a purpose, and now you're like, well, do you want me or do you want the apartment? It's like, dude, you brought her here.
Right. For the apartment. You're looking at an apartment, Robert.
You knew you renewed your lease, and you talked to us like you were doing this for real.
We're witnesses.
Now this?
Yeah.
Like, doggy, you're on the wrong one on this one. Like, I can't even defend you. I want to, but I can't.
Then he goes to the extent of calling her a little baby, like he has 2 Brysons. Oh, my God. Jeez Louise. That's like the worst kind of name calling.
And then Annie did what Annie does best. When she's sick of your shit, she walks away.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, but he's just totally deflecting and making it out to seem like she doesn't understand that people aren't rich in America. Like, he keeps bringing that up, too.
No, that's what he thinks she's thinking, but she's coming across as like, listen, I want a life here with
Right.
you. And he's like, no, you want money. You think I'm made out of money. It's like, no, you're not looking at the big picture here, Robert. She's not here for money. She's here for you, dummy.
I
and
think-
she's here for Bryson.
Right.
And she wants to work. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think he's really the only one with the language barrier here.
Boom.
You know?
Mic drop.
Yeah. Yeah. And he certainly overblew the amount of money that he was offering.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Certainly.
Big time.
It's the worst.
So, I mean, Robert, you didn't deliver. You promised, and you didn't deliver.
We're
I'm
all
sorry, dog.
disappointed.
I mean, we're all very disappointed. You're right, yeah. And that's only part one. We went on about this one. This one's longer. This podcast is getting longer and longer, but I think it's because we don't do them right away.
Right. I think so, too.
So they get longer because we sit on them and we just don't talk.
And I think we don't really talk during the week, too. So it's like a time for us to like catch up and like say stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's another reason why I wanted to say. Somebody posted, it's like, oh, I wish they did this. Like, why they posted so late? Is there any point to doing it?
Someone
I'm
said
like,
that?
Yeah, somebody said that.
Oh.
And I was like, there is a point to doing it.
Yeah.
There is a point, and the point is that we like doing it, and it's also a time for us to talk to each other, because sometimes our schedules don't necessarily what's it
Connect.
called? They don't connect. Like, you know, like I'll go to work in the morning, or Jenna will work in the afternoon, or like I'll go out to do spots or like mics or whatever like at night, and then I don't see her until the next day, or maybe I don't see her the whole day. So it's like, it's sometimes our schedules just don't
just connect.
they don't sometimes their schedule just don't align.
Yeah.
So we have to find, so sometimes like this is like our time to like really sit down and talk, and so that's what we do it.
Yeah.
I know that person is probably listening because she wants to hear all about 90 Day Fiancé, and like that's fine.
But you know what? I would say half the people really like this as a recap podcast. And like, of course, we like doing it as a recap podcast, but half the people also want to hear about us too, and like our perspectives as a whatever we are,
At least I like to think so.
Yeah. Well, no, people have told me that.
Oh, really?
They like really like us, which is crazy. But like, they really like hearing like our couple conversation.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I mean, I like it.
I like it.
Because, like, again, we get to sit down and talk to each other, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that is the reason why I do it. Because I get to sit down and talk to you, and then we talk about the show.
It's our hobby.
It's perfect. That's what we do it.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry we're not, like,
on the ball.
consistent all the time. And, again, the only reason why we're not consistent...
Lately.
Well, no, the only reason why we're not consistent is because, like, again, our schedules sometimes don't align, and we are not in the same place at the same time. So... sometimes we just, whenever we have time, we'll sit down and do it. Sometimes we'll go to bed really late because I'm up editing the podcast.
Right.
Because we're going to get it out there, right?
That's true.
So,
yeah.
I mean, we're
Editing
trying our
is the
hardest.
biggest barrier.
We're
We
trying
really
our
are.
hardest.
We really are.
But I know it all works out at the end because people are really nice about it, and I really do appreciate it.
Me
Everybody's
too.
really nice.
Me too. I know. This is such a great community.
I love the 90 Day Fiancé people.
Me too.
They're all
we have
great.
some great friends through it. It's
But
awesome.
if they don't believe in God, I swear to...
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
and
kidding. I love you all.
I hope our religion talk was like open enough. That's like definitely where we wanted to come from it, and I hope it didn't alienate anyone.
Yeah.
If it did, of course you're probably going to share it with us, and we appreciate your thoughts and everything. But just understand, like, we are coming just from our own experiences, and
Yeah, of
that's
course.
all we know, and we're sharing that as offering another perspective into the world. So I hope we can all take it with a grain of salt.
And also, let's not forget that the real reason why we're here is to judge all these crazy people
Right.
here. So.
Exactly.
But let's get out of here because we're almost at, it's just a very long time. So let's get out of here. Please, if you haven't yet, please do follow us at 90DF_I Want My Podcast. If you want to go on Facebook, like our page, I Want My Podcast. Or if you're really hardcore about us, please consider joining Patreon because We're going to start covering their new seasons coming out. They have like 6 episodes out, and we're going to talk about them all on Patreon.
The mini episodes. That's what we
They're
mean.
awesome.
I
They
forget
look
what they're
great.
called, but yeah.
They're like 15 minutes long, so we're definitely going to talk about them.
Perfect.
They're going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So
Let's
please
get on
consider
that.
doing that. And that is all from me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Good night.